Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, word to my brethren in Sheffield, UK, Sheffield, England. Wanted to do this video, Earl Spence, Kell Brook. This is still giving my thoughts on some things that happened with this fight. A lot happened, so there's obviously a lot to talk about. It was a great fight last Saturday, but I've been talking a lot about Earl Spence, but let's get back to Kell Brook, man. Kell, Special K Brook, this is the guy that big. I like watching him fight. One of the best talents in the division, and I thought anybody who beat him was truly gonna have to give a really good performance, and Earl gave a great performance, showed new dimensions in his skill set. But I wanted to talk about Kell Brook because since Earl Spence beat Kell Brook, there's been a lot of disrespect I've been seeing from boxing fans of Kell Brook. Even I probably was a little harsh on Kell, saying that he quit in the fight. I don't really think quit is the right word because honestly, look, the man's health was at stake. The dude had his other eye socket broken. He was experiencing double vision. He was blurry in one eye, apparently. So, and he wasn't really showing any signs of picking the fight back up, and he wasn't going to knock out Earl Spence because he was down on all the cards. So what I'm saying is, I think us as boxing fans, we got to be a little more just more conscious of what really happens to these fighters in the ring because they're really entertaining us. They're entertaining us and they're putting their lives on the line. So I think that, especially when it's someone like Kell Brook, been a world champion, I want you guys to really think about it. Any fighter in boxing, you name them, who has fought a better opponents back to back than Kell Brook in all boxing? Gennady Golovkin, the most destructive, probably one of the hardest punchers in all boxing, arguably the number one pound fighter in the world. Fights him, moves up in weight, risks, wasn't a very, keep in mind you, was in a very good position at the time. IBF champion, undefeated, had probably a lot better options, but decided to go up and fight Golovkin, make the money, and try to make some history. In the process, he got his eye socket broken, and it's changed the course of his career probably forever. And but still, he fights Golovkin, something that a lot of middleweights weren't even willing to do. He's a welterweight, and middleweights weren't even willing to do that. Daniel Jacobs, just to fight Golovkin, you saw how long that took to make. They made the Golovkin fight happen with the snap of a finger for Kell Brook, and that should show you a lot about the kind of character he has as a fighter. And then he fights Earl Spence. Mind you, he was a guy that was still unproven, untested, but looked at as one of the top prospects in boxing. And because he won, now he's looked at differently. So he's fought two guys, in Brook and Golovkin and Spence that are not easy, are not guys. Forget because neither Spence nor Golovkin has lost the record, and they both have caught a lot of bodies with their knockouts. So what I'm saying is, look, Kell Brook lost. If you go over Earl Spence and you were proven right, by all means, have your fun. Tell me I was wrong. Tell anybody who picked Kell Brook that they were wrong. But don't disrespect the fighter because this is a guy in Kell Brook that actually was one of the legitimate champions in boxing. Went on the road much like Earl Spence. Went on the road, came here to America from England. Maybe didn't beat his opponent in as impressive fashion because he didn't get a stoppage like Earl Spence did. But came here to America, beat Sean Porter, undefeated at the time. Was looked really really good, and just announced himself to the world that night, much like Earl Spence did in the UK. So I feel like the same respect you'd want to give Earl Spence in this victory, you should have gave it to Kell Brook back then. But see, the thing I see with a lot of fans is that they weren't giving Kell Brook that respect. Because he had that period in his career where he was fighting, a lot of mandatory opponents, guys who were just, flat out bums. Bizier, Frankie Gavin, Jojo Dan. I get it. But his last two fights, you can't really fault the guy. The guy has fought all comers, Golovkin, Earl Spence, and his next fight, you're looking at him, if he does continue to fight, because that's the question is, will Kell Brook continue to box? And he's got two broken eye sockets. He's 31 years old. His last two fights, he's put $10 million in the bank. So what? So the question has to be in his mind. How much more of this do I really need to take? Because if you put 10 million plus whatever in the last two fights and plus whatever you made the other fights in your career, your future by conventional wisdom should be secure. And if it is, I wish him all the best. He's had a great career. Some of the best fights that I've seen in terms of excitement these last couple of years have been from Kell Brook. And let's not get it twisted. There were guys that ducked Kell Brook. Amir Khan ducked Kell Brook. Floyd Mayweather ducked Kell Brook. Didn't fight Kell Brook at all. Purposely said his name wrong for about a year or so. Kept calling him Kell Brock when he damn well knows what his name is. So what I'm saying is, just have more respect for Kell Brook, man. Dude fought all comers. You guys always talk about, this guy should fight this guy, this guy should fight that guy. Here's a guy that actually went out there and did it after you guys criticized him time and time again. And let's be honest here. From rounds 1 through about 6 or 7, he was probably winning that fight. I had him up on my card, went through those 7 rounds, and then the eye socket injury occurred in like the 7th or 8th round, and then that's when Spence really put his foot on the gas and took the momentum in that fight. So if the eye socket never broke, we don't know what happens. Maybe Kell Brook continues getting the unanimous decision like I predicted and many people predicted, but that's not what happened. This is boxing, and things can change with a single punch. So there's only probably one fighter in boxing other than Kell Brook who's had two tougher opponents back to back, and he hasn't fought in quite some time. But that guy is Brian Jennings. Brian Jennings fought Klitschko and Luis Ortiz back to back. Outside of maybe Brian Jennings, no fighter should get more respect than Kell Brook for the guys he's fought back to back. And for me personally, I think the Khan fight should be next. They both run out of options. They're both looked at in the eyes of many people as damaged goods. So with that being said, that's still a big fight over there in the UK. They can make a lot of money. And it's a fight that, look, regardless the eye socket or no eye socket, I'm still picking Kell Brook to beat Amir Khan because Amir Khan, defensively not been very sound. And we know about his chin, and we know already off rip who's the bigger, stronger man. So I would like to see that fight. I'm picking Kell Brook if they do. But what I'm saying is, guys, have more respect for the fighters. I go on here sometimes and I go on and on about Andre Ward, and I've said bad things about Andre Ward, but I always give him that respect as a fighter. Like, he's in the ring, he's fought Kovalev. He's fought Kovalev, one of the most vicious men in boxing, and he's about to fight him again. So he's getting that respect from me as a fan, from him as a fighter, and as a guy who covers this sport. And I go to gyms, and I'm around a lot of fighters, and I have friends who are amateurs, and I have friends who are pros that I know about the fight game. So my thing is, just give him more respect, man. And I know, a lot of you guys may go in comments and say, Brendan, you don't respect Andre Ward, but I had that respect for him as a fighter. I'm not a fan of how he fights, but that's how he fights. If you're in the ring and you want to fight a certain way because you don't want to get hit, then that's on you. But me personally, I think he boxes outside the rules, and that's really what it is. So, Kell Brook, video's been going on for a little bit too long, but as far as what he should do next, I'm not really sure. Personally, I wouldn't even hit. I know the Khan fight might still happen, but you know what? Screw. If I'm Kell Brook, you made your money. You didn't need Amir Khan. Screw Amir Khan. You go out to 154, where you're bigger, where you're stronger, where your body is more naturally built for it. And you fight. I would say you get a tune-up fighter and you go fight like a Liam Smith. Liam Smith's a guy I'd probably favor him over. He could beat Liam Smith. Then once you beat a guy of that caliber, then you just gradually work your way up. Liam Smith, maybe an Austin Trout. Maybe not. I don't know. I like to see him fight at 154 just because I feel like he could be not just good at that weight, but still a really, really tough fighter to be at the weight and a great fighter at the weight. In my opinion, just based on what I've seen, skill set wise, Kell Brook's still an A-level fighter to me. Earl Spence, from what I saw, A-level fighter to me. Still got a lot of things to tidy up on as far as like his head movement and how he attacks in straight lines. But as far as what he does positively, like his body punches, his jab, his ability to actually move off the back foot, the guy to me, A-level fighter, and he beat an A-level fighter. You become an A-level fighter by beating an A-level fighter. So Earl Spence proved it. But just have more respect for Kell Brook. I know a lot of you guys will say that he fought nothing but bums, but you can't really say that in his last 2 fights. He went up in weight, fought Golovkin, fought Spence. So that's what it is. I'm gonna leave it at that, and leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.